And Big Lou, the Stampede, with perhaps one eye on Ohio next week, face a crucial test here today against the always dangerous San Francisco Rush.
Absolutely. Denver's going to keep both eyes on the prize today, Dan, as this San Francisco team has come alive late in the season. And taking a look at their starting lineup, captained by Bolney Rouse, who is leading point scorer of this league. He's going to look to have a great kicking day and turning Denver around from side to side. And let's not forget about that strong forward pack of Sam Finau and Bill Fukafuka off the back end of that.
Yeah, very big forward pack. It's going to be a test today for Pedro Vandenberg and his men from Denver.
Absolutely, but look for the front row of Denver to really bring a lot of impact here, and that scrum being a hefty part of their attack platform today.
And blink and you miss it. We're already underway here at Boxer Stadium. It was Denver on the right of your screen. Got things started. They'll be wearing their purple today. San Francisco in the black and red as they get an early use of the ball inside their own end. And a nice relieving penalty will help them pick up some easy yards early on.
A little sloppy to start out, Dan. Restart, beautiful kickoff. San Francisco letting the ball bounce around a little bit before trying to pull something out of nothing and swing that ball out wide. But Denver gifts them the opportunity to get out of jail free card as Bolney Rouse picks up about 15 to 20 meters on that kick.
Jay Finau. Hooker for San Francisco. Conditions always a little blustery here. They go through the midfield now. It's Sam Finau. Very important. Both the Finau boys get going here today. There's the big man Latu. We talked about him in the pre-game, how important his go forward is. They shift it out wide. Longy with the ball now, looks back inside. Still with San Francisco. It looks like Anderson as he gets the ball away. Blevins looks on the outside, picks up the winger, and Longy again. And just like that, the Rush draw first blood here with a beautiful length of the field try.
Beautiful rugby out the gates from San Francisco. A little sloppy on that restart, but they were given the opportunity of a set piece in a decent position in the field. They ran through the phases, and they trusted their hands. And that's what we're going to look to see San Francisco throughout this match. When they're able to keep that ball alive at the point of contact, they're really providing some great platform for their offense.
Yeah, it was brilliant stuff. Longy gets the ball away initially to Anderson before Blevins links up. And it's great work from the young winger there. Gets himself involved, doesn't die on the play. He's rewarded with the first try of the game.
Very good team stuff from San Francisco. A lot of sure passes. See Jake Anderson with the well-skilled one-handed offload there, keeping his eyes on the fullback to sit him down. Bolney Rouse makes that kick, no doubt, and takes San Francisco up 7-0 early in this half.
2 minutes gone here. First use of the ball after an early penalty. San Francisco go the length. There is the try scorer on your screen there. Young Pilla Longy. One of these exciting young players in this back line for San Francisco. McGee gets things restarted. Goes deep into the sun. Well handled though for now. They come out through Ferris, finds Grass. Takes it up towards the 40, Nick Grass. Good defense from Denver, is able to hold things up.
That was Jeremy Leonard's in that contact, a little bit too high, taking that ball off of the ruck. And these San Francisco forwards, this Denver pack is very strong. Not only very strong, but technically very savvy. And in that tackle, they're going to be looking to double tackle. If you're going to have your shoulders too high going into it, that's going to almost be inevitably a turnover ball. So they're going to have to get down, find themselves a little bit of a wiggle room, and put their head in between the gap and really start getting their legs turning, because that winning that contact is going to be a hard ask for San Francisco all day.
Yeah, early in the season, these two sides clashed here. It was the scrum of Denver that really gave them the advantage early on. Malifa with the ball now. Steps inside Rouse. He's tackled just short of the 22. They come back towards midfield through White. He picks up a few yards before he's brought down. Now Fenolio. Scampers across field. Quick ball for Timoteo. Finds McGee. Out to London, one-on-one. Beautiful tackle from Blevins, brings London down midfield. Loose ball. Sitting around. Michael Haley jumps on it, and now San Francisco have the ball. As Big Latu goes for a run. Loose carry. They come back for that knock on. Referee today, Leah Barrard.
Very strong season she's had, Dan. really take control of some of these professional games, laying a stake down in the ground. We see the turnover. Great work by Pat Latu. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to hold on to it, but it was the hard work and the heads up by winger Michael Haley to make sure to give San Francisco the opportunity to capitalize on that. Unfortunately, they lost the ball at the point of contact phase thereafter, but definitely an advantage here in this game. Denver with the scrum.
Yeah, straight down on that one as we'll get reset. Yeah, good battle up front. Yeah, Chris Bauman, Zach Fenolio, Ben Tarr, all three players capped internationally.
A lot of experience in this Denver front row, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in terms of if these scrums keep collapsing, how Leah Berard is going to referee, who she's going to speak to, and who she's going to hold accountable.
Fine.
Ferris ball in at the back with Fuka. There's a big scrum. Vandenberg off the back finds Timoteo flat. It's intercepted. He's got another one. Malifa coming across in cover. He's got Blevins on his inside. He elects to go to the outside. Turns Ferris back in. He can't handle. Oh, critical error coming in from San Francisco there. Already the second time in 2 weeks picks one off and almost goes the length of the field.
I was just going to say it felt like deja vu up in the booth as Areni reads that. That is a long pass off the scrum in the exact same play San Diego tried to run last week that he picked it off and went nearly 60 meters, the same exact distance. And Areni really bringing a bit of energy and a bit of knowledge to this San Francisco midfield. And with him and Nick Blevins, it can really be what they need in order to really play some exciting brand of rugby, to push this ball wide and really exhibit some wonderful skills. Great defensive work and great read there by Areni.
This is a real danger game for Denver. They don't have to win this game to win the inaugural season at Pro Rugby. They can travel to Ohio and beat the Aviators next week to get the job done. But they enjoy a little bit of cushion from the points here today if they can get the win. That ball spills out. Ferris can't handle it again. We'll reset the scrum. Still with Denver, though. But you'd hate to think there'd be a little bit of complacency in the Stampede camp, wouldn't you? This rush side has really been building nicely these last few weeks.
Absolutely. This is going to be a massive confidence booster for the Denver Stampede to go on the road to not exactly an inhospitable place, but this is a very tough field to play at. San Francisco really gets juiced up for these games, and they've proven the past few weeks to be capable of a very exciting brand of rugby. And whether they can produce that possession in, possession out is really going to be the question. But the scrums are definitely the strength of Denver today, and they do not want to see that opportunity go to waste. We see Zach Fenolio, seasoned veteran on the team, getting a little medical attention there, checking the stability in his shoulders. We used to have a call for this where the call was Mary. And if you called Mary, then one of the front rowers had to go down. It allowed everyone to get a breath. You know, allowed everyone to calm down, really make a decision. What is it we need to do here? What are the objectives? How are we going to achieve it? And while that person saw a little medical attention for maybe a neck or a shoulder, everyone was able to get their bearings and really expand on the game plan going forward.
You just gave it away. You just let everyone know what this. Now they can never call Mary again because the refs are going to know it's a dodgy call.
You don't have to call it Mary, Dan. You can call it something else.
Panda.
Panda's a good one. I like that.
A lot of those guys built like a panda. Scrum solid from Denver again. Vandenberg at the back finds Timoteo. Goes short to Garrity. Contested the breakdown from San Francisco. Back to McGee. Drops it onto the right foot. Over the head with Haley there. He's forced to go back. Ball bounces. Henderson in the middle of the field now. The young fullback out of Cow. Goes across to Longy, the try scorer. Now finds Blevins. Offload Nick Blevins strong in the tackle there. That one doesn't go to hand. There we've got a little forward pass. So we'll have a scrum for Denver right on the halfway. That's a good pickup for the Stampede.
Absolutely great work to clear that ball out of their zone. They found a little bit of green pasture, got it just over the head of Mike Haley, but a good counterattack opportunity there as that line speed from Denver after the kick was not too was not too fast. They really wanted to consolidate in order to pressure San Francisco to make a play like this, and it pans out well for Denver as they have possession, ball in hand, scrum right side of the field. This could be a very important possession for them.
Certainly will. Already down 7 points to 0. It was a firecracker of a start for the Rush. Now, a man who knows this area all too well, Mose Timoteo, will get this ball in. Denver scrum, solid again. Timoteo will go to his left, finds McGee. Nice little short pass there. It's Garrity. Still with the Stampede up inside the 40 now. Timoteo to his left. Collins does well to let that go. Under pressure. White. Rouse steals that away from him. Tar goes back to recover. Advantage coming their way for the Rouse knock on though. McGee floats a long pass out to Malifa. Steps back inside Blevins. Still on his feet, Malifa. So strong. Flicks it back inside now. Kutsi with the ball as he's brought down inside the 22. San Francisco may have turned this over. Ferris. Little box kick over. IE on the chase. He's not going to get there. McGee finds Tahu. Tamana Tahu drifting across field. Throws a dummy. Tahu on the outside. Links up now with Pete Dahl. Pete Dahl to race to the corner. Blevins comes at him. Drags him down by the bootlace for the offload and the dive. Tamana Tahu. Beautiful stuff there from the Stampede to dot it down in the corner.
Tamana Tahu showing us how it's done right there. Gets the ball in his hands, manipulates his defender, gives Pete Dahl a little bit of wiggle room in order to get that soft corner. And Pete Dahl, a man of many skills, offloads, definitely one of them. And he gets that ball right into Tahu's hands, and that's a quick 5 for Denver. We're gonna come back to that replay. Pete Dahl getting a little bit of room, gets his arms free, and Tamana Tahu doing a fantastic job in support. Just absolute beautiful try there from Denver, giving themselves an opportunity to level the scores. This is a kick has quite a bit of meat on the bone for Will Maggie to come off the sideline with.
Standing kick with the ball, young Will McGee. 102 points on the season thus far. Really is a logjam at the top now. Kurt Morath, who's out there by himself for a long, long time. Only Rouse, Will McGee come flying into contention for that leading point scorer. Morath obviously done as San Diego finished their season with a loss last night. McGee's conversion into the wind, on target but short. Waved away, score remains 7 points to 5 after 11 here at Boxer. San Francisco still in the lead.
It's not been a game of tremendous possession in terms of phases with the ball in hand, but some excellent kicking exchanges here early in this game, and that's the part of this game that you like to see a lot of these teams expand on. A lot of tactical kicking. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of teamwork, it takes a lot of communication in order to get that down. And the quicker we're able to get to that point, the higher quality of rugby I think we're going to see out of this league.
Certainly wise words from Lou Stanfield there as McGee comes across. Hamasez. One of the best names in USA Rugby right now to say that one. Hamasez. Denver doing well out wide now. That's Garrity with the ball taken right on the halfway line out in that right-hand touch line. Back towards the middle. Pete Dahl links up with Tar on the inside. The big Australian rumbles forward. McGee finds Tahu, good hands. Great pick up from Hamasez. Rouse does well to link him up. Such a big, strong lad, isn't he, young Uncle Hamasez? Very tough to handle one-on-one.
Uncle Hamasez is a young emerging player in this U.S. system, playing a lot of age grade. Just a workhorse of a young man, and good head on his shoulders. I'd like to see him continue to do well in this professional league.
Here we go, straight off the feet there against the Stampede. Within Rouse's range here, about 42 out from the post. A little bit of an interesting blustery breeze, isn't it? It's kind of blowing across the field today.
Very unforgiving place, Boxer Stadium, for a lot of these kickers. Very breezy point in San Francisco. You can go to downtown area, you can go a little south of this area, and there might not be any wind, but because of the way the hills are settled in mid-south San Francisco, it gets pretty blustery here. We certainly have not had a calm day at this field all season long. Always beautiful, but not exactly advantageous for kickers.
Lanitz, target at 2, pulls that one down. Ferris finds Rouse, out to IE. Long floating pass, Anderson on the outside. He's skinned Garrity, and now Longy's going to get a double early on for the Rush as they get their second try. Beautiful set piece from San Francisco.
Rush with some excellent rugby off of the set piece. Definitely a change of tone for the San Francisco team. Very technical in executing that line out play. They consolidate possession. They move the ball well, and you have a Rennie IE, Jake Anderson helping put Longy away. Fantastic stuff from San Francisco. Just high-level rugby, very high level, and that's fantastic to see out of this Rush team. As we said early in the match, this Rush team is really catching a lot of steam late in the season, and Pila Longy definitely being a catalyst, chucking some of the coal into that engine. Every time he gets his hands on the ball, he seems to do something very good with it, Dan.
Yep, just rewards there for a good start for the young winger Longy. Now Rouse will attempt this conversion from out the sideline. You see 112 points in the season. I think Morath ended up with 115 last night, so Rouse with a chance here to claw back into that top spot. Good with that one as it goes across the face. Conversion unsuccessful. 12 points to 5 after 15 minutes here. San Francisco in the lead. And I'm sure there's quite a big audience out in the Columbus, Ohio area that's enjoying this game thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. The Aviators are going to want to see Denver really struggle with the San Francisco side, or at least see San Francisco put a hurting on them in terms of the physical nature. And it's been a little quiet in terms of the physicality of this game thus far, and I eat my words, Pete Dahl takes out 2 men with 1 hit. Brendan Daly a little slow to get up on that play as he takes a low shot under the rib cage from Pete Dahl.
Yeah, Pete Dahl built like a slab of concrete. He's called the hard man for good reason too. He can hit.
He also lays concrete. Take a look at this replay. Brendan Daly underneath it, and Pete Dahl right underneath the shoulder. A very unpleasant place to take a hit from, no matter who it is. Concrete man Pete Dahl or Dan Power.
I was waiting. Couldn't think of anyone else. Thanks, Luke. Here we go. The ball is set. Ball to back with Fenolio.
Vonenberg helping lead the way, grabbing Fenolio.
Goes down to the tail, look to his left. Tough pass for Garrity, does well to pull it in. Turned over by San Francisco, and they're going to attack, and they've got some options here as Blevins shifts his ball out to Anderson. Very good start to the game for young Anderson here today. He's brought down by London just short of the halfway line. He steps into scrum half, comes across now to Finau. Oh, bumps off the first tackle for now. Big tree trunks of his. Fuka looking for the offload. He's picked up and introduced to the ground here. In a very abrupt fashion from the Stampede. Back to Latu. This is the blueprint that San Francisco like, using those big mobile forwards to go forward.
Zach Fenolio getting underneath big Sam Finau. And again, that's another man you don't want to have to battle a leverage contest with, because he's compact in all the right areas. Rouse looking to put a few meters on this to gain a bit of territory. San Francisco really dangerous from the line of touch this game, which is a change of pace for them. But they're facing a Denver team that has quite a few injuries, and one of the areas they've been hit most with is in their second row, as you have Logan Collins and Luke White. Neither one of them natural second rowers, and Luke White actually showing his versatility coming from the front row into the engine room.
Well, set piece here. This one comes a little unstuck midfield. Zaire and Rouse can't get on the same page there. Lainitz, midfield, big tackle. Bowman.
Leonard, second time he learns a lesson of body height and contact, especially off the ruck.
And Malifa does well as he clears this well into the 22. Chase from Denver. Comes down as Anderson. Not a great kick there from the fullback. Bounce, an absolute shocker of a bounce for everyone now. Gets towed through. This could turn into San Francisco's favour here as London is forced to go back. Does well to hold his feet there, Chad London. Buys a little bit of time. Timoteo moves it. They're in trouble if they can move this ball here. Tahu with the big step. Jinx on the outside, comes back to Vandenberg. The big South African across field. Finds Herbacez. Bouncing off some defenders as he goes inside the 40, still driving his legs. Now finds his way down. And then in from the side against San Francisco. And it's getting a little chippy down there as young Hanko Herbacez has a few words to Bill Fukafuka.
Definitely a contest that I wouldn't mind watching, and we're going to see these tempers starting to get a little high, and that's exactly what this crowd wants to see. A little hot-headed San Francisco might mean a few big hits here, and Denver really kept alive there by their veteran players, Tamal Tahu and Peter Vandenberg. Just doing excellent work to manipulate that defense. The San Francisco line could not quite transition into defense. That's what gave Denver this opportunity 15 meters out from the goal line.
Ball is set. After Collins with the take. Denver rolling forward here. Just short of the 5 now. Around again they go. Still going strong. Ball comes down just meters from the line. They pick and go again. That's going to be a try for Denver, and it's all the forwards there. 1 through 8. Pat on the back for the Stampede.
Exemplary forward work there from the Denver Stampede. Absolutely fantastic work in the maul. You could see Luke White there steering the maul, directing, communicating. Peter Vandenberg, the captain, getting involved. As we see this cell, as it starts to break apart, you see everyone continue to get work, and Vandenberg sees the ball available. Zach Fanolio likes it.
I like it.
I mean, that's good rugby. I'd love to see these teams really showcase what skills and what areas they're trying to really be dominant in. Denver, very obvious that their forward pack is where they're finding their strength. The scrums and in the tight game and tight, they're really putting a number on teams.
Just got a shot there of young Herbacez. Looks like he was put together in a lab, doesn't he? He's such an impressive specimen for a young lad.
Just close that jaw a little bit.
Yeah, you got a napkin for me?
He is a good-looking young lad. The guy's got work rate, he has a lot of attitude, and he's got a lot of strength. He's got a lot of good leadership. Like we said, he's been involved in a lot of the age grade stuff, and he's done a very good job to pave the way for his rugby career, and just hope that he continues to flourish.
That one floats up in the breeze. It's a tough challenge here too. Kicking into there, that ball, you see Rouse is very familiar with the conditions here at Boxer Stadium, just floats that ball up. It's very tough to catch it as it pushes away from you as you're running towards the ball, but it keeps moving away from you. As you see there, Luke White, he's not too happy with the call. I think he didn't have anything to do with it, but the camera never lies, and we'll get a good look here. And I think he might be a little hard done by there, Mr. White. Looks like San Francisco player may have got his hand to that ball first.
Yeah, it looks like Jeremy Leonard was in on that tap. Leah Berard seems to disagree, has packed down for a San Francisco scrum, and Denver hopes that the ball doesn't lie to get a tight head here.
Well, the scrum has been their strong point thus far. Ferris at the back, finds Rouse, goes at the line, Rouse, offload. Tahu does well to shut that down. Now finds Vandenberg back on the inside as Denver get the turnover and look to attack quickly. Timoteo, Malifa does well. Anderson takes us in his 22 and will clear. Better kick there from the fullback. Doesn't find the line though. Comes down to McGee. He'll go high. Chase is good from McGee. Oh, beautiful hands there from Aie. Right into the breadbasket. The former New Zealand 7 superstar. Crossfield, offload. There's a little error there coming away at the rush, and this will be a scrum for Denver right on the halfway.
There's the risk of running, playing a loose style of rugby is sometimes you face a team like Denver, and they're doing a very good job of getting those passing lanes as soon as that contact is met. Defenders who are not immediately involved in the contact recognize it, and they're filling those lanes, making it very hard for San Francisco to offload. And that could pay a lot of trouble for San Francisco as they move ahead in this game, forcing them to slow down, forcing them to take balls that are a little slower in the ruck is going to impede what they've been building on these last few weeks.
Crouch. Fight.
Free Ballard going through the cadence there. Again, credit to Pete Borlace out of Denver. From Crusader, Munster player. Got this scrum on song. And the penalty comes their way as well. That's what happens, Lou, when you have that dominance. You know, you played in the forward for so many years. Once you find that dominance, you can just assert it for the rest of the game. Mentally, it's very tough to come back from.
It's very difficult. When you're a forward pack that seems to be on ice skates the entire time in the scrum, it can be demoralizing. And you get situations like these, or a scrum that is not necessarily in a dangerous part of the field. Maybe you're on close to the sideline, and, somewhere near halfway. It doesn't really seem like there's much, but you get a strong scrummaging team like Denver that really just puts the sword to you. They're going to make you pay for not being as savvy of a scrummager as most sides. And next thing you know, you got a penalty going the other way, and now San Francisco finds themselves in their red zone with Denver scoring position. San Francisco can wreak a little more havoc on this lineout. This troubled Denver side could help stifle the old scrum lineout debate.
Nolia with the throw. Good throw to Vandenberg. Maynard toes it through to Ateo. Great pickup. Shifts across McGee. Wasn't happy with his options outside McGee. Takes contact. Another penalty as Timoteo goes quick. He's got everyone offside. Timoteo finds some support. Collins. Logan Collins. One of a few players out of the Denver Barbarians club. Now looking across from McGee. Shapes the kick, then throws a pass behind everyone over the sideline. And he's just getting a little bit too far ahead of himself here. Will McGee just needs to calm things down.
Yeah, it all started with that line out. He got the ball unexpectedly, had very few options. And McGee, not the type of fly half that wants to find himself in a position with the ball in hand to go into contact. He'd rather give it to a young Honko or maybe a Ben Tarr or even a Chris Bowman or a Zach Fenolio to get shoved into contact as opposed to him. And he's getting a little rattled there early on.
That'll help, not straight. 99 times out of 100, they're going to go for a scrum here. And it is one of those 99.
It is certainly one of those 99, and I think we can count on that all day long. You see Ben Tarr talking to his second row. He wants more, he wants more. And, if we had a microphone up on Ben Tarr, man, we would just have a treasure chest full of goodies.
We have to change the rating on this broadcast, though.
Yeah, it is true. He's G-rated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ben Tarr's a good boy. I call him Captain Ahab. You know why that is?
No, I don't want to know.
Fight.
Neither does anyone else.
Because he likes fishing.
Yeah, fishing.
Set. Hold it, hold it.
And scrummaging.
And scrummaging.
God, the man loves scrummaging. And that's evidence right there as Denver continues to inch their way forward to try and force a penalty out of San Francisco.
Vandenberg off the back, isolated, finds Timoteo. One-on-one, can't get away. Close to the sideline, does well to dish it back. Still in trouble here though, Denver, as they are very isolated. The troops start to come in now. And there's the downside to that. As the turnover is forced.
You see some of the Denver players a little upset by the call.
It seems very chippy down there. San Francisco, not much to play for here. Denver, everything to play for in terms of the standings this year. I think San Francisco are quite enjoying spoiling the party here for Denver.
Absolutely. They would relish in that opportunity to be able to take Denver and put them on their back foot before they really get into this postseason for the final against Ohio. San Francisco, in the first year, didn't come off to the best start in the season, but were kind of finding their stride at the end of it, and each team facing their own individual trials and tribulations, and all for the hopes to produce the best quality of rugby they can. And right now, San Francisco's playing a lot better than they have early on in the year.
They'll have the ball as Ferris finds AE out to the left. Now Blevins spins out of the first tackle. Blevins still going up over the halfway line, now to the 40. Ferris plays quickly to his right. Lainitz tips it on. Very nice. Finds for now. Ferris to his left. Anderson breaks a tackle. Anderson. London over the top. Good position from London. San Francisco come back to midfield though. Lainitz again. Good start to the game from Jeremy Lainitz. IE dummies to nobody, and nobody's falling for it. Still, they continue to pressure here. San Francisco through for now. Finds Rouse back inside. Jinx. Rouse a little bit of space as he goes into the 22. Ferris plays quickly. Flicks again to IE. We've seen that before. The step back up to Daly. Just short of the line. Brendan Daly, can he get it down? Denver have done well to recover. Big numbers to the right if they can get quick ball. Ferris comes that way. IE, no look over the shoulder. Fuka with Timoteo. He's not going to stop him, the big man. Fuka's in the corner.
Fuka bringing it home for the San Francisco Rush. Some excellent rugby there. As we see a lot of continuity, ball in hand, a lot of good offloads. Maintaining possession and maintaining an idea of what it is they're trying to do. Jake Anderson, a pivotal part of that San Francisco break. They gain meters and they continue to gain meters. They're probing different areas of the field. Much more expansive rugby from the San Francisco side as they're able to start keeping the ball off of the deck, keeping it in hand. Go Fuka. You see the man there putting in a heavy work rate in today and finishing off that try. We'll come back and look at that try. A beautiful offload from Irene Aif with that Gregan ball from Dev Ferris. Scored a try off that the week before. And Brendan Daly working hard to inch off to the line. And even though he takes a shot, Irene Aif still able to get that ball away. Tremendous skill from the Magic Man.
Yeah, the Magic Man, Irene Aif. Now Rouse will attempt this conversion. Out on the sideline. Tough conditions as the wind takes this one right across the face. Almost takes out Scott Green, the assistant referee there.
You said earlier that the conditions at this particular area of San Francisco are always blustery, Dan. And right now, we're having a tri-fest between the two teams, putting together a lot of great rugby, really stressing the defensive line and defensive fortitude, but we haven't seen too many penalties. So if we can keep the quality of the game this high, the wind won't play too much of a factor. But the moment these teams start committing more and more penalties deep in their end, that's when it's going to become a bigger influence.
And the Rush are going to look to attack off this kickoff out of their own end. Irene Aif, the man who's heavily involved as Ferris goes for a run, finds Rouse. They've got numbers. Blevins, oh, great tackle. Kalutzi comes in there and shuts him down. There was trouble brewing again for the Rush. Stampede have recovered though. Ferris looks to his left. Finds Aid, little chip over the top. And beautiful stuff from Aid there. You can find that Hollywood's down south a few hours, but he milked that for everything it's worth.
He milked it, and Leah Berard, she bought it. She is buying what Rene is selling. And Denver now getting hit with another 10 as the chippiness is getting to a level where the referee is not having any more of it. We saw old Ben, Captain Ahab Tar, is the one who committed that penalty. Rene was able to milk out of the referee. This is going to be an important possession for San Francisco, as only Rouse is going to try and tack a few more meters on to really put this Denver team under pressure.
Into that Strong windows, not much you can do there. Picks up 10.
So we're going to take a look. Devin Ferris, an excellent break as he takes a shot. Smashes into both Tamana Tahu, and he gets it from the back from young Hanko Harmesis.
Great take there from Grass as they go midfield. Rouse finds Finau. Can't spin away from Big Luke White, and he actually comes back with him again, drags him back a few metres. Good defence there from Denver. Lainitz looks for the offload and spoilt. Ball comes down to Denver. Tahu, quick hands. London. Now they're on the San Francisco 40 as they move this back to their left. Collins. Still with Denver. Timotea goes quick. Finds McGee back inside. Tahu opens up for him. He's got Tara on his outside. It's going to be a prop race. Oh, the big unit. He got eyes like dish plates when he saw nothing but space in the try line. But he couldn't take that ball and go the length. It would have been an entertaining 22-metre run, wouldn't it?
Oh, Ben Tara would have had himself nice big old tuna on the line that he had caught that one. Denver, knowing that they have a man down against San Francisco, are able to exploit it. Tamana Tahu, excellent job drawing the man, Ben Tar, not quite having his mitts in the right place. He got his thumbs closer together. I think that might have helped him. It looked like he was trying to give the ball a target to go through as opposed to a target to go into. And we see the big fella, Luke White, my apologies, getting a little drink of water. A massive effort from him defensively today. So that's Sam for now, getting a little bit of medical attention. San Francisco will find themselves back at 15 men, hoping to capitalize on a scrum opportunity to get out of their danger zone.
Down 17-12. Just 5 minutes to go until the break. They'd love some more points here, Denver. San Francisco, super impressive in this first 40 minutes.
Very high quality out of both teams. We've seen some excellent defense, some excellent kicking exchanges.
Crouch.
Very good quality of rugby.
Fine.
Ferris recovered from that
Set.
Hermes hit. Ball's at the back now with Ferris. Finds Rouse, IE midfield, throws a dummy. Already IE. He is giving a masterclass in trickery here today as he kicks that one through. Needs a chase on the outside from Longy. It's Longy versus Garrity. Gets another foot on it. Who's going to get there first? It looked like Garrity may have got there first. And referee agrees as he outstretches that arm, and just in time as well. We come back to the 22. Danger signs again showing for Denver as San Francisco just opening up the wings here.
The magic man, Areni IE, giving the old school fake, lifting the ball up, everyone falling for it there, and a fantastic kick. As we take a look at the replay, fantastic kick into space as the ball dies. Longy puts his foot to it. Another great effort. He needs to lay out right there. He thinks that he's going to tap that ball down. Mike Garrity gets into extra points there for the Heart.
Yeah, he had the lead, didn't he? If he just dives out for that ball, he's going to get there first. As Ferris, little chip over the top, gets the recover. Beautiful stuff from Ferris. Collins finally drags him down short of the 22. Looks for the steal. Advantage coming their way, though. IE, midfield. Fuka floats one out. Grass, oh, does well. Advantage is played, and now they're coming back for the knock-on.
You see Hanko Hermeses in the mix. He's the type of guy that you want on your team you don't really quite want to play against, because if there's something chipping going on, you can count on him being stuck in the middle of it.
He plays with a physicality and a confidence well beyond his years right now, Hanko Hermeses.
Come back, we see him. We hear the whistle blow here, but you know, he's making sure he's going to win that ruck. He lets Michael Haley know that next time that whistle's not blown, that's going to be his ball. We see Pat Latu trying to make sure that that ball's going to stay right where it's at. And Hanko knows that maybe Denver possession, but San Francisco is up on the scoreboard.
Fine.
Down to 3 left to play here in the first half. Denver with this ball deep inside their own half, though. Ball presents the back to Timotea. Gee, Tahu inside. Lutzi He's taken just short of 40. He's very heavily bandaged, the winger. Missing a few players through injury. Dustin Croy not available this week. Maximo D'Archeville as well. It hurts their back three depth here, Denver. Now Haley with the ball. Pete Dahl looks for the spoil. Can't find his IE. Drops that one on the foot. Longy again. Feel like we've seen this before. D'Archeville goes back for it. Vandenberg. Plenty of space in front of the big man. Steps away from Lanitz. Grabs a bit of jersey and holds on, goes to the ride.
Strong man, that BJ Vandenberg.
Malifa. That signature footwork as he carries that ball in two hands up to Malifa. Big clean out coming in from the rush there. Denver do well to recover. Fenolio. Malifa steps into 9. That's Hermes. Finds Collins. Mateo comes back down the blind side. Tahu. Dummies, steps inside. The footwork of Tamana Tahu. Goes to ground. Still no one on him. He could get up and play if he wanted to. Lays the ball back unselfishly. McGee. Hermes. Tackle may have been a little high there. I'm sure that's just going to thrill against it too.
He was still going. I think that might have been an early call from Leah Berard, but she's making sure that she lays that mark down. As we saw, it's the second time a high tackle has been called this game. She's doing a very good job of trying to keep this game as in control as possible, as that's her responsibility. And with a little bit of chippiness, we see the high tackle here. Brendan Daly, a little taller than Honko, and yeah, he gets that arm just over his head, but it's a strong young man, both of them. A little bit of get off me, sir.
There's a lot to like about Honko Hermes.
What's your favorite part about Honko Hermes?
I think it's his name. It's the whole thing.
Mine's his haircut.
Yeah, everything's solid. And it is getting really niggly. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but this stuff at the breakdowns continue on as Brendan Daly and Pedri Vandenberg having a little discussion.
Leah Berard's going to try and calm it down here, get both teams to really get under control and know that on the field today for rugby, not to exchange words of any sort of maliciousness or yeah, Brendan Daly went in for seconds and he's trying to let him know that no, we're not having that. There's smiles exchanged. It's okay. It's all friendly banter. All is fair in between these white lines. And power, and you know more than anyone what it's like to have a crowd of people not excited to have you on the field and play against you, don't you?
I have been known to play the villain once or twice.
But you can play them all. That's what makes you so versatile.
I'm versatile, yeah.
Much like many of these athletes out here.
Here we go. Big scrum for Denver. Vandenberg off the back. Knutzi. Great grassing tackle from Haley there. For now comes to the spoil. Oh, Collins, he just took a look up there, big Logan Collins. But it's those little mistakes that are creeping into the game that are going to hurt them as they still find themselves down by 5 on the scoreboard, and we are probably just moments away from halftime.
Logan Collins, a very sturdy player, very steady in his performances. He's been a stalwart for the Denver Barbarians for a number of years, being ever present in American rugby on many levels, and finds himself at the Stampede right now in the second row, as we said, maybe a little out of position for him, but answering the bell. Him and Jake White really not allowing the scrum to take a step backwards, even though they might be a little undersized in the second row.
San Francisco will probably just look to clear this ball, get out of trouble, but this scrum from Denver is huge again, pushes them back. Rouse, he's not going to have any silly business happening in this first half, and that takes us through to the break as San Francisco somewhat surprisingly find themselves in front after a very impressive first 40 minutes, 17 points to 12 over the Denver Stampede. When we come back, we'll have all the action of the second half coming your way, so don't go away. Dig it.
Appreciation Day today, our last home game here in San Francisco. All San Francisco Rush merchandise is half off. So fill your gift bags with half-off merchandise.
And that's what's going through my head. Okay, they're expected not to be. I mean, there's a lot of. Happy to work with you guys. Can you just make sure it's you or Zach, though? Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And welcome back to Boxer Stadium, beautiful San Francisco, California. We're moments away from the second half here. San Francisco in the lead, 17 points to 12 in a very entertaining first 40 minutes. And Denver, everything to play for here in the second half, Lou. What do they need to do to try to claw back and win this game?
Well, one thing they're going to want to avoid is getting into this chippy match that San Francisco is definitely leading them into. When Denver keeps that ball in hand and they get the ball into the strong forwards, they're able to get a lot of mileage. Not to say anything against their backs, but they're going to want to use the strength, and their strength is definitely in the pack. You know, Vandenberg loses that one in the sun.
And a good run back, though, from Klutzy. He loses the ball. Now San Francisco, they'll get the first chance to attack here in the second half as Irene floats this one out to the two-try hero from the first half, Longy. Uses the footwork. Can't get away from London, though. Just short of the 22. Here goes the rush. Crossfield. Fuka. Look at that one-hand carry. Looks for Fanau. Back on the inside. Still going Fanau. 15 out from the line. They've got some numbers to the right. Rouse goes quickly. Dummies back inside to Latu. Little prop-on-prop action there as Bauman brings him down. He floats it across to Blevins. Dahl up quickly. Brings Blevins down, quick hands, Jones back to Fuka. Outside the 22, for now down injured in back play. Irene goes for the field goal, and unsuccessful. Well, the little magician, the magic man you called him, pulling deep into his bag of tricks for that one.
Well, he knew that, it was an opportunity he wanted to go for. And if you don't keep teams on their toes by presenting something like this, and speaking of on your toes, Denver looking to go quick with it. And it's Sam Fanau getting pried up from the turf. A strong combination, 7 and 8, between Sam Fanau and Billy Fuka. This San Francisco side, they can get the ball into their hands and try and work that combination more. It's going to really be difficult on the San Francisco team. And what a kick that was.
It certainly was. Goes straight into the Hamasais as he goes upfield towards the halfway line. Good run from the youngster. To Mateo, comes to his left. McGee, short. Fenolio bounces off one tackle. Grass brings him down just on the other side of the 50. McGee, flat pass. Malifa. Looks like he just drops that one cold. Now Haley has the ball. Finds Rouse on the counter. Rouse with a bit of space. Let's Blevins go. Oh, the big dummy from Foley Rouse, and that will hurdle him back on top of the pile of the point scorers. He'll bring this one around underneath the post. And it's the Rush who get first points here in the second half.
Only Rouse. The Galloping Gale. Pulling a little bit of magic out of his hat. Probably getting that a little bit from his inside center or NAIE. We'll take a look at that turnover. Excellent work there by Michael Haley. Get towards the outside. Good strength. A lot of confusion. Boom. Him and Nick Blevins knew exactly what to do. Both of them experienced. And Only Rouse extremely happy about that outcome. Going to get himself a nice 7-point bump up for his point leading position. As he has a nice easy kick in front of the post. And San Francisco getting it going early in the second half. Love seeing some exciting rugby. A couple balls actually getting ripped out of the hands.
Those are those little plays that you do at training when you're just kind of mucking around early on, and then players like Foley Rouse, he's got the gusto to pull that one off in a game. So he converts that try. 24 points to 12. Not the start Denver would have been looking for here. But this San Francisco side who would have started the year, who knows where they would have been now. They've been super impressive their last 3 home games.
They have been really finding their stride, as we said earlier, and they're keeping the ball in hand and in contact, looking for those offloads. And when they do that, they're extremely dangerous. Not so dangerous when they let the ball off the restart bounce.
Yeah, that is a tough restart into that corner as well. You've got the sun at one end and then that wind at the other. All the elements testing the players here today. As Tahu comes back to his right, finds Collins. Ball comes down. Good counter coming in from San Francisco. And they get the penalty as well. Tough turn of events there for the Stampede.
Stampede finding themselves on their heels in the second half. San Francisco tails up. Peter Vandenberg wanting to have a little clarification from Leah Berard.
Now Rouse will clear this ball down into Denver's end. They'll have a line out. At 35 out from the line.
San Francisco proving to be much better in the lineup this week than last, as Jay Finau kind of finding his targets here. And as we said, Denver, even though down in the second row, they steal that one.
They certainly do. It's with Fenolio. They come down the blind side. Collins ducks under a few tackles, takes it up to the 40. Brendan Daly locks him up though. He's going to have to release here. And he doesn't do so quick enough. He thought he had him up in the maul, but Collins had definitely found the ground. Let me tell you, it's almost the same two players. Whenever there's trouble, if it's Denver, it's Hartmasays. If it's San Francisco, it's Brendan Daly. Both those players love that rough physical stuff.
You need guys like them on your team. You need someone who's maybe a little bit of an agitator, you know? You can't just have baking soda all over the field. You got to have a little bit of vinegar to really mix things up. Or maybe if you like the analogy of Diet Coke and Mentos, either way, you need something to really get this game spiced up. And you can always rely on Daly, and you can always rely on Hermeses to come in and kind of agitate whatever's going on to really increase the tempers of this game.
A light out stolen there from the rush. Lanitz, Vandenberg holding him up. Such a strong human being, isn't he? Pedri Vandenberg. Big South African. That one will come the way of Denver. No harm, no foul there as they lose the line out, but will gain the scrum.
That's what they're going to want to avoid, though. Denver, they need to keep the ball in hand. They need to win set piece, and they need to get the ball away. And when they're having to work extra hard for these opportunities like this, that all piles up. And at the end of the game, that could very well be the margin of error for them. San Francisco doing a fantastic job defending the line out, but the scrum is a different story. As we take a look at the differentiations in weight, San Francisco over 140 pounds heavier than the Denver pack, but they're lacking in weight. Denver has an experience and technical proficiency as San Francisco gives up a penalty there.
Yeah, you see the backs of the players, how flat Denver's entire pack is. There's a few little bends in the back of some of the rush players. It's Bentar. I don't think this is a Mary call. I think this may have picked up something when the scrum went down.
Yeah, I agree. He looks like he's in a bit of pain as they're calling over for the medical. We'll get a replay here. The best view, but you see him go down there real early on the left side. You gotta wonder, Leah Berard on the far side says that Patrick Latu had brought that down. Bentar holding his shoulder, very slow to get up as you see him there wincing on the ground. Not what you want to see out of your strong front rowers. Very compromised position, very difficult to be a very high level prop. A lot of technical proficiencies, and Bentar, a young man out of Australia, Sydney, American passport, finds himself working hard to get back into that USA jersey via the Pro Rugby League.
Crowd filtered in nicely here today as Tar looks like his afternoon is done. Gets a round of applause. They'll bring on Casey Rock to slot into the lock position, and that'll push Luke White back up into prop. So they do lose a little bit from par, but Luke White also very, very strong up front. And now they have a very big target in the line out too in Casey Rock.
Casey Rock, all of 6'8", 6'9". He's a very large man. That can only help their line out options.
They're probably going to try to use that height advantage right now, Denver, as they have this line out right on the 5-meter line.
Flirting with the turnover there was Maggie, but it turned out all right as Dead Ferris couldn't quite collect that ball and keep it from going out.
There it is, ball is set. They turn. Still with Denver. Forward again. Opens up. Great work from San Francisco. They bring that down just a meter short. Ball's at the back to Timoteo. He's got Rock to his left. They pick and go. They look to use the forwards here. Quick ball finds Rock. The big man can't stretch out. Timoteo goes quickly. Khamasaz. Beautiful tackle there from Fuka. Brings him down. McGee. Dummies. Can't get under the attention of Latu though. Beautiful tackle. Still, Vandenberg. Denver knocking on the door here. Down the blind side they come. Quick hands. Lutzi. It's a try in the corner. The assistant referee's happy with it. And Denver, they come right back with a try.
Denver, a hard-earned try there to score in the left corner of the field. But fantastic patience, fantastic effort. You see, look at the try here. Lutzi right over, and there's no doubt from that one from the AR. Great efforts from Michael Haley to get him out of bounds and really force a difficult kick here. Haley had given up on that. Lutzi would have turned the corner, gotten a little closer, but now he sets up Maggie with a very difficult kick here.
They're one of the two big wingers here. Garrity, Lutzi. This is a very, very tough kick out here for McGee.
Not known for his strength of his leg, more for the accuracy. He's going to want to put a whole lot of mustard on this one.
See the strength of that in that ball. Just floats into the breeze, going absolutely nowhere. 24 points to 17. 7-point ball game after 10 in the second half here. San Francisco still in the lead.
Very telling, you couldn't see he was out of the picture, but right above Maggie were 3 birds trying to fly. And just before he was about to kick, it looked like a wall had come up and those birds stopped mid-air, just could not fly. And that's the type of wind these guys are dealing with in their face. Coming from the west through the east. Wreaking havoc on the kicking game here today at Boxer Stadium.
That's an interesting one. She's got the players for offside. We come all the way back for a scrum for Denver midfield. It's one way to take care of the kickoffs. You don't have to worry about the sun if you get to have a scrum back on halfway.
Not the errors that San Francisco wants to give up. These are just too easy penalties. That's take an opportunity to put the team under pressure, and you give them this opportunity to get out of jail free. Not only that, but this is a situation Denver wants to be in. You have a wide open field. If their backs can put together a decent move here, they could surely find a soft shoulder. There's got a lot of room on the right side, bottom end of the screen. New scrum, Jake White. Let's see if Denver can keep producing the pressure in the scrums that they've been producing all game.
Ball's at the back. Vandenberg comes across to McGee. Looks to kick that. It's stopped from San Francisco. Areni Ai involved again. Cross field now through Fanau. Latu, quick hands. Jones, equally as well to Grass. Blevins, out to Longy. Can't spin away from Pete Dales. He brings him down just on the other side of 40. Lanitz charges in there. Casey Rock brings him down. Vandenberg now with a big hit midfield. Slow ball as Ferris moves across to his right to Rouse. He'll kick. Bounces the ball, beats Haley over the sideline though. Maybe a line out for Denver just outside their 22.
Nice probing kick from Will Mackey there, forcing San Francisco to respect the fact that those corners are open. He's gonna aim for him, hoping to widen the defense, drop back a winger, push out everyone in order to protect that corner. Now San Francisco knocking at the door.
Fenolio goes short, finds Dahl, good throw. Ball is set. Ball at the back with Almasays.
Very patient in the back of that maul is Denver.
Oh, strong run there from Gutzi as he goes up towards the halfway line. One of the benefits of having those big bullocking wingers. Dahl goes quick to Mateo. Ball to his right, finds McGee. Flat pass, Tahu steps back inside. Fuka for the spoil. Oh, he comes into a very bad position there, Bill Fuka. He gets penalised for that indiscretion as well.
Hard luck on Fuka. Looks like he may have lost his footing there as he looked like he was coming through the gate, but his body turned at the last moment, looking like he may have came in from the side, but a compromised position puts him at a risk of penalty, and Denver going to capitalize as they gain about 20 meters on the play. Take a look at the penalty. So got Fuka. You know, see right there, he comes in. That's a hard call. Leah Berard right on it though, letting him know that that's not okay. Denver running the line out, forming yet another cell.
Ball at the back with Fenolio. Fenolio breaks away. Skirts away from one tackle, brought down on the 22. Goes quick, Vandenberg. For now, wraps him up.
So strong in the contact. PJ Vandenberg, 2 men on him. Surely he's at the loss of meters, and he just keeps fighting with his lower and upper bodies, and finishes over the gain line and ultimately draws a penalty. Captain definitely leading by example, leading from the front. A lot of touches on the ball. Denver really being clinical with their maul in the second half. You see Nick Grass getting a word from the referee.
I'll go to the sideline here, the line out for Denver. Now some substitutions coming the way of San Francisco.
Coming onto the field, number 16, Mone Lalapialu. The old Denver stalwart. He might very well, San Francisco stalwart, he might very well be around as long as Mose Mateo.
Yeah, I think they both played in the first rugby match ever played back in England. From veterans. There's Maul, very effective, a little too effective. And Nick Grass goes quickly and drops that ball. And he gets a favour from Leah Berard there, not on the mark as they slow things down. And I think he'll get a talking to here from some of his players. They're not going to want their lock forward coming in, taking quick taps, 5 out from their own try line.
Yeah, by experience, that's not the right decision. Teammates tend to frown upon that. Always best to leave that up to your decision makers.
That clearance just outside the 22. Cody Jones transitions to hooker now with Latu off the field. Throw to Daly. Ferris finds Rouse. Out to IE, he'll kick. Off the side of the boot though, and that one trickles over the sideline. Just outside the 40. It will be a line out for Denver here. 17 minutes gone in the second half. Still down by 7 points, Denver. It's develop into quite the arm wrestle between these two sides after some early points.
Just to try between the margin. Denver finding a little bit of their stride in the second half, but still finding a hard time gaining those big meters with ball in hand. Backs unable to really put the cut on the San Francisco side and get a couple of those red and black jerseys into the rearview mirror, relying heavily on the forwards to get a lot of this work done.
Great take from Rock there. Finds Timoteo. McGee to Vandenberg. Big man rumbles forward. They come back. Malifa. Dummies. Now gets the ball away. Fenolio. Heads upfield. Comes across. Jinking run from the hooker. Playing more like an outside centre there, Fenolio, instead of a hooker. Hamases. Strong runners. He still goes inside the 22. Still going is Hamases. Timoteo to his right. They've got some numbers. McGee finds Tahu. Goes to White. Big Lou White gets the offload back. Garrity can't handle it. And now comes down to Longy, and he drives this ball downfield. And it becomes a foot race. Longy, Malifa working his way back. Gets the bounce. Does well, slides down, finds his feet. Lays it back. Good clean out from Denver. Slow ball. Blevins. Yeah, Blevins in no man's land there, coming in from the side. Pete Dahl goes quickly. Takes it up to the 40.
Both teams really looking to speed up the tempo of the game. Leah Berard reels them back in, slow them down. Might be just what these two teams need here in the middle of the second half, as both teams are getting a little antsy. They both want to play a lot of rugby. Come back to that penalty. Couldn't quite see it, but you see Peter Dahl taking that ball, wanting to go quick. And there it is with Nick Blevins coming through the side. Not quite through the gate.
How about the two Lucies from San Francisco when they saw Paul Mike Garrity standing at the breakdown by himself? He wasn't really ready for the onslaught, was he, the winger?
No, he was not.
He got absolutely belted out of the way.
One thing you don't want to do when you find yourself alone over that ruck is look down at the man who just got tackled. Because if your eyes are down, you know what that means for the defense? You're not looking at the train that's coming on the track. And Garrity's going to want to get his eyes up, make sure he keeps his wit about him, because find yourself in that compromised position, you don't want to be caught on the wrong end of that hit.
No, that's the pain train. That's a one-way ticket right there.
One-way ticket.
Fenolio to Dahl, good take. They're going to the maul again here, Denver. It's worked for them quite well. Ball at the back. Now Timoteo drifts across field. McGee, Tahu uses his feet. Can't get away from Longy though. Sorry, IE, as he drags him down midfield. McGee will kick. Finds some real estate. That one trickles over the sideline just outside the 22. It really has been a stalemate this last 10 minutes. Denver probably had a better share of the territory. A lot of the game being played down this end. Haven't been able to convert that pressure into points yet.
It's that extra pass that's getting them, as we saw the last break they had. Jake White, a nice offload, but just couldn't. The winger on this side, I believe it might have been maybe Garrity, couldn't quite get his hands on it. Luke White, my apologies.
That line that comes down the way at the rush. Rouse. He's got the wind at his back. He'll use it. Drives this one up. Beautiful kick from Rouse up to the 40. And gets a deserving round of applause for that one, Volney Rouse.
Very nice kicking expose, as we said.
Denver going quick though. London. He's got Malifa on his outside, who gave him the line out. Goes back out there, but passes to absolutely nobody. And it goes over the sideline. And now danger is San Francisco with Haley out there, just thinking about going quickly.
That might have been Jake Anderson with the ball in his hands, and San Francisco not working hard enough off of that fantastic kick from Volney Rouse. As he finds real estate and gains a lot of meters, no one working hard to set that line out and prevent that quick ball from coming in. And you can always rely on a cheeky Malifa move to come in and make a team pay for such transgressions.
Close to the sideline and bundled over. And now Denver will have the line out with a chance to attack. They go quickly. And luckily for Will McGee, the whistle is blowing. There's big, looks like big Bill Fuka out there. Got his hands on him.
Yeah, Bill knew that that was going to come again. Do it once, fool you once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. San Francisco really trying to keep the shame on me's away as they're tightening up a little bit of their game, defending the mauls well, but Denver still forcing them to respect.
Now the maul again is set. Fenolio at the back, lays it. Dahl goes down the blind side, finds Bauman, the mullet, flowing in the wind, back inside to Timoteo, and the veteran, he knows this ground all too well, gets a try for Denver.
Denver converting finally in the green zone with some fantastic work off the line out, and then veteran Pete Dahl getting that play started. And they're excited about it. Jose Timoteo working hard to get that ball as close to the post as possible. Take a look at that try one more time. Peter Dahl recognizes the blind side. Chris Bowman going with him. Bowman can't quite get Dev Ferris off like a nasty little bug, but Jose Timoteo knows the most proper lesson as a back is to not quit on the play. He takes the fat man's line, and he's in perfect position to get a quick 5 for the Stampede. There's the man. You see how fast he's been running over the years as those power alleys get a little deeper each season.
We are all tied up here as the conversion from McGee is successful. 24 points apiece. 24 minutes gone in this second half. So big game here for Denver. It'll all come down to next week, no matter the result though. The winner next week against Ohio out there in Columbus. What Denver want to achieve here today, though, is a nice bonus point win over San Francisco, which would give them a 4-point buffer, meaning Ohio would need maximum points next week to steal the championship. And these restarts have been very tough for both sides here today. So go quick. We're going to come all the way back.
A bit of confusion in the San Francisco pack as they maybe trying to do a little too much. Playing quick. They need to control the pace of the game. They need to control the possession. All tied up. They need to do what they can to make sure they put more points on the board. Consolidating their primary possession is going to be key in order to widen that lead and get an edge on the Stampede.
Bill's back. Dutzy. Yeah, they come out to McGee. Tahu. Long flat pass to London. He's got Blevins in front of him. And that's a great battle there. Blevins takes him over the sideline. Chalk one up for Canada there as Nick Blevins welcomes Chad London back to the scene here.
Steel curtain in that midfield, Nick Blevins. Some players are very strong with the ball in hand. Some players are just very strong in contact, and Nick Blevins is one of those. He won't fall for that. Good position, good fight. Gets Chad London out of bounds, and that's a turnover for San Francisco. If they can capitalize here, and the woes of their lineup continue, but Fuka all over the overthrow.
Yeah, Bill Fuka does well to come through there and secure that ball. Ferris, slow ball coming out. Advantage. Denver with the spoil in there. Not legally. Latu goes quick. That's the second guess. Is he close? Can he get it down? Denver may have got underneath the big man there. He's held up. And the push and shove continues. Well, now some players running in as well. And big Bill Fukafuka with plenty to say, and now Latu as well.
A lot of cordial exchanges going on out there. I'm sure what they're talking about is asking how the families are going.
Yeah.
Look, it's all smiles. Tamana Tahu has been here before. He knows that all this is just really a gesture of love. Don't come out here and shake hands and really show some concern for your opposition. It almost comes off as disrespectful.
Now a decision here for San Francisco. Also a decision for the referees. Are they going to do anything from that little melee? The brouhaha? Listen in here to Leah Barrard.
Sure that something has happened afterwards, because I do see blood in somebody's eye. I do not have a number, so somebody's lucky day on your team, but I need you to tell them they must have discipline as well.
I mean, see what people said. We had a guy on the ground.
We just had a chat with them.
Right.
I'm having my chat with you. Have a chat with them right now.
Yeah, very clear message just to calm things down here. We'll see if we can talk. One of the players has some blood, and there you go. I think what happened on the ground in the lead up to that after the quick tap. There you see Areni. You would take your pick which one you want to watch. You've got Areni versus Will McGee in the middleweight division. Then you got the heavyweights on the other side.
Right now the heavyweights are going after it.
Yeah, San Francisco go quick. Lalau Pialu can't handle that one, and there's a little knock on. Nice sigh of relief coming the way of Denver there.
Absolutely, San Francisco, if they had stringed together a couple of phases, would have given themselves a much better opportunity to convert this possession into points, but the strength of the Stampede pack has continued to show through 3/4 of the way through this game. Denver needs to find an opportunity to gain a lot of field position here. Really drive this ball down, and keeping the ball in hand might not be a bad idea, but getting out of here by the way of the foot might be a better option.
Scrum is solid again. Timoteo finds Tahu. Tries to buy them some space, Tahu. Now they find McGee. They've got some numbers. Malifa steps back on the inside. Gets the ball away. Garrity can't handle. That's the second drop in the second half here from the winger. And this one could hurt Denver as they find themselves under pressure in their red zone now. We're going to come back for that initial knock on. It will be a scrum for San Francisco inside the Denver 22.
We spoke about the quality of the loose play amongst both these teams, the ability to keep the ball alive in contact, and starting to get a little sloppy here towards the end of this match, as both teams are having a hard time getting the ball to hand and continuing on to the positive aspects of their runs. Atam Malifa doing a great job of getting the corner, but maybe a little bit too much mustard on the ball as he tries to feed his winger.
Short arm from an early shunt. For now goes quick. Khamasays with the tackle. 10 out from the line here. Ferris to his right. Finds Blevins. Steps off the right foot back inside. Ball goes straight down. Here's San Francisco scrum here. Closer to midfield, still 10 out from the line.
Casey Rock maybe a little fortunate not to be called, not rolling away in that play, but Leah Barrard sensitive to the fact that as soon as he hit the deck, he certainly had a number of red jerseys on top of him, so the big fella had very, very little room to work with.
That's a lot to roll away, isn't it? 6'10", big boy. I mean, even if he's out of the ruck, he's still in the ruck. He's so tall.
Absolutely.
get a look again at Franco Homestead's on the side of the scrum there. Ferris gets that one in. Big Denver scrum again as Finau picks up the back. And they get themselves a penalty too. Hands in that scrum. Big pressure reliever there for Denver. Will give McGee a chance to clear this ball.
San Francisco, not a very good strike on that ball, and the strength of this Denver scrum. Remaining in the second half. We're going to take a look at this penalty as the ball comes in. You see Sam Finau, he sees the ball, he doesn't want to risk it. Feels the ball is out, so he goes ahead and he plays it. And unfortunately, that was the call from Leah Berard that something there was wrong, but that may have needed to defer to her assistant referee there.
Collins, the tap back. Clemences. They try to sling him to the ground. Timoteo finds McGee. Comes across, Vandenberg beats the first. It's brought down, 30 out. Timoteo, McGee steps back. Gonna chip over the top, needs the bounce. Favors San Francisco on the bounce as they get the turnover. Ferris. Moves this across to his right. Fuka. Isolated. Vandenberg, he's over the top of that ball. He's still on his feet. And does extremely well there, the captain. Will secure the scrum for his side here. Just about 40 out from his own line.
Center of the field scrum. Fantastic attacking platform for Denver. They can capitalize on this play here, Dan. It could be the edge they need in order to get ahead.
Into the final 10 minutes now. Denver needing one more try for the bonus point and the victory. San Francisco in the same situation.
So for now, getting a little bit of medical treatment there and looking to get his left glute stretched out a bit. And there's the handsome man, Chris Bowman.
He's all business up front, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Party at the back.
Speaking of handsome men, oh, Captain Ahab. Hopefully he recovers that shoulder injury. Isn't anything too bad to keep him out of next week's game, as Ventar will be very important for Denver's pack to continue their dominance in the scrum.
Yeah, Tar versus McIntosh up in the front there. That will be a good battle. For now, rejoins the troops. You see Casey Rock has had a big impact since coming off the bench to replace Bentar.
Massive scrum here for Denver. We saw last time they had a scrum center, they opted to go to the left, where you have a few more defenders, you also have a few more on offense, and opting out of the wider blind side.
Fine.
Let's see if they make the same decision here.
Nick Blevins by himself down here with Longy. Strong defender, they come that way. Vandenberg finds Timoteo. Now Malifa steps back inside Blevins. He's taken down on the 40. They come back to midfield. Hermesay slips under a high tackle. McGee out the back, Tahu. Tahu steps again, Tahu's in some space. Tamana Tahu with one to beat. Long pass out wide to London, and he's going to get the try for the bonus point. And can they hold on as Chad London brings it around under the post? And that's a try for the Stampede.
The Stampede showing their colors late in this match as their backs come alive. Fantastic possession. We spoke about it earlier. They had a scrum center. They opted left the previous. They go right and they find that space with Ata Malifa. We see a fantastic out the door play as Tamana Tahu, excellent position. God, you don't see any years under those feet, do you, Dan? He is just still light as can be, and he puts off a dime right into the midst of Chad London as the doctor dots down for a quick 5.
Yeah, the chiropractor Chad London gets yet another try. But the lead-up work from Tamana Tahu, absolutely brilliant. So it looks like Dev Ferris getting some more attention there.
There's the try scorer. He has a lot to thank for the experienced man, Tamana Tahu, who's been instrumental to this Denver midfield. His leadership and experience, complementing that of Chad London, who's certainly no stranger to the elite level of rugby in the USA, as we see Mone Lalapialu coming off the field. San Francisco making a couple of late changes in this match. Take an opportunity to appreciate the lengths that rugby is coming. Wrap up our first professional season. We have 7s in the Olympics. It's really going to be an exciting year for rugby as we continue to develop and continue to grow.
It certainly will. Now Denver looking to develop a little bit more in this scoreline as they bring it out wide. Here's the danger man, Tahu. Can't get away from the attention of Areni Ai, brings him down. Loose ball at the back there. McGee, flat pass. Rock tips it on to the mullet. Bowman goes up towards the 40. Still with Denver. Full of running here, back inside. Oh, Volney Rouse, he almost picked that off too. And wouldn't that have been a very interesting end to this game if Volney Rouse could have got that one and brought it around near the post.
Ata Malifa given a no-look dish there. He knew that his man was supposed to be there, but Volney Rouse coming into the picture very late, just beating the Denver player off the inside. Come back to see the replay of this restart. You see the havoc that the sun is wreaking. And Vandenberg, he can't quite get an eye on that ball. They don't play a lot of baseball in South Africa.
Cricket.
Well, yeah, but they obviously can't get the ball out of the air. You keep one hand up, block the sun. You can try and follow the ball, gives you a chance. I mean, come on, anyone that's played left field in Little League knows that.
There's not much baseball in South Africa.
Yeah.
You got that big glove to protect you as well and help catch, so yeah,
that definitely helps.
Oh. Malifa there does well to bring that ball in and spin away from the defenders. That's a nice penalty there, as off their feet against San Francisco. Now the urgency has definitely changed here as Denver finds himself 7 points in front. Just looking to slow things down.
Vandenberg wincing a little bit. Maybe he took a heel to the side of the face. The captain putting in a big day at the office at Boxer Stadium. San Francisco really going to need to poise themselves, really stay out of any sort of risk of giving up a penalty, because that's exactly what Denver needs. They want to slow the game down. And, the Rush are going to want to continue to put that pressure on them, force a mistake, and then keep their heads from boiling over, because right now it's getting a little bit risky for them as they continue to try and force something that's not there.
Great take there, the big man. Now Khamases off the back, strong run. Hunko Khamases up towards the 22, spins around to Mateo, first man there. Denver on the 22. To Mateo, will look to spin this to his left, slow ball. He's got Collins, he finds the man, Logan Collins. Running across field. Now Fenolio at the back, McGee. Tahu out to London, looks to that little bounce line, comes back inside with the fan, strong running, London still going up to the 5. Finally dragged down from San Francisco. Denver looking to rub a little bit more salt in the wounds with the victory here. Little grubber through, ball beats everyone, sits up for Malifa, but coming back for the knock on. 2 minutes left to play here. They're going to have to go 95 meters here, San Francisco.
Nice probing kick from Will McGee. I'd like to take a look at that replay off of the knock on. That looked okay from up here. Not much room to work with. Right there, you see that right off of the shoulder of Martin Nutzi. But Ata Malifa, unfortunate that the referees were right there on it, and they weren't fooled by any of it. They call this the worst area in the field to be in terms of scrummaging for San Francisco. That back left corner gives your number 8 very little to work with, a very difficult angle in which to kick it. But I don't think San Francisco is going to be looking to kick anything here. They're going to keep this ball in hand. They're going to get it probably in the midfield. I'd get that ball into Rennie Ai's hands and let him take the options that he has and work his magic. Maybe see to get Jake Anderson involved because he's been a bit silent in the second half. Very strong in the first. See if he can finish a little better.
Here we go. Under 60 to play. Reed gets the ball in. Good scrum. For now off the back. Strong run. That's what they wanted. Breaks the first up tackle and goes up towards 22. Rouse now moves it across. Blevins. There's that man you talked about, Anderson. Comes out. Longy. Oh, beautiful footwork there. Now Vandenberg. Back to Malifa. Gets the pass away. This is sensational stuff as the ball's bouncing every which way but loose. And finally, Leah Barad brings it back and we'll have a knock on against Denver.
Another opportunity here for San Francisco. So many knock-ons to keep tally of, and Leah Barad getting the right one that came first. Especially a challenge.
They got the big 350-pounder Fancy Namula finds himself in the front row there. He's a lump of a lad.
Fine. Set.
San Francisco, plenty of room to work with, lots of options.
Reed gets that ball in, comes towards the back. Finds Rouse. Flat pass to AE. Out wide now, Anderson. Steps back inside. Tahu comes at him and brings him down short of the halfway line. Rouse to Reed. Lanitz. Denver not wanting to commit any infringements here. Blevins goes for a run. London looks for the steal. Wisely releases. Reed to his left. Finds Lanitz. Big man tucks under the wing, goes forward. Stolen from Denver though. Fenolio heading towards that sideline. Time has got to be close to expired. Knocked back. And London is going to try to kick it right up here. And that will take us through to full time. Denver escape from Boxer Stadium with a full complement of points. And that rockets them to the top of the table. They will go into next week's clash against Ohio with a 4-point lead. Ohio needing a bonus point win. And Denver getting no points to secure this championship. Sets it up for a bit of a Cinderella finish, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Denver on the road, traveling here to San Francisco, working hard to claw back for a victory. Very hard fought, very well earned by the Stampede.
And that will wrap things up here from Boxer Stadium, where Denver have defeated San Francisco by a score of 31 points to 24. For Lou Stanfield and our entire crew, I'm Dan Power saying good night, and that's the way the ball bounced today.